One of the biggest problems with S-mount is people don't know how to frame in S-mount. So they usually don't have a frame at all, and they hold their hands like this. So when Scott goes up into S-mount, high S-mount, yep. Now what ends up happening is now he has everything to start getting his grips. One of the main problems is that my hands are high, which make it very easy for him to wrap it around my neck, so I'm keeping it at the same line as my neck. The other problem is I have no frame. Alright, so S-mount defense, a lot of people have a hard time dealing with this for a few different reasons. Because when I'm on my back, most of the time it's associated with getting back to guard, and my knees are pointed away from his torso. So it seems really weird, because even if I was able to get my legs onto the inside, go ahead and move your leg back. If I was able to get my legs to the inside, it's still this very weird type of guard. So another thing is that a lot of people look at this as the frame for like a elbow escape, and this is the wrong frame for this position. So this is all how I play it. I play it between a mixture of Preet, Cindy Hales, and also Brian Alvarez and how he teaches. And there are two main different types of defenses that we're going to take a look at. One is going to be what you're doing with your upper body. The other one's going to be what you're doing with your lower body. So the upper body one, and this is going to be the primary weapon of choice, is going to be this hip frame. We're going to turn just a little bit. So this hip frame, come up like you're actually S-mounting. Yes. So this hip frame is going to be here. Do not worry about your hand as much. Everybody likes to lock their hands and do stuff and be worried about the hand. It's all about this elbow, and you don't want it right here on the inside of the hip. You want it to be sticking out a little bit. So as Scott tries to progress in his position to try to go up, it's very hard. And the other thing is that, come back. When he starts to come up, I start losing a little bit of distance. So when he comes up, I want to come up. And it allows me to tip him over. Alright, so now we're in a good scramble spot where I have inside position on the leg. So I can just pick it up, put it over his head, win the scramble, or I can start going into legs. Alright, so let's say that maybe you were mounted, just mounted, but you're on your side or whatever, and he decides to go to S-mount. I can immediately start going. I can come into my passing. I can do a lot of different things from there. So this frame, is the massive player here. The weak point of the frame is going to be the hand. So if he takes his hand and pummels to the inside and starts peeling off the grip, that's what he's looking for. So as long as you understand that, and he starts going for it, he's already standing up, so you should be able to come up. But if he's down, right, and he's already starting to peel the grip, this is where you need to start going into secondary options and knee fighting, because you might not be able to get this back because he already has a solid grip if you're unable to strip it. So that's going to be the oh shit kind of scenario there. So the other part about this is this second arm. What do you want to do with it? Right? Because what Scott wants to do is he wants to come down chest to chest. Right? He wants to basically get this arm. Go ahead. No. Just get this arm. Mm-hmm. Yep, and start feeding it this way. And now he can start going into different types of good grips for his passing to make my life miserable. Okay? So instead of having my hand high, I want it low. Just make sure you don't hold it out here so you get wrist lock because your elbow's on the floor. Please don't do that. So what this does is it makes it out of range. So when he goes to reach, it feels weird. It feels very weird, and it's very easy to start going into different things. So So the main thing is this sweep, or the reversal coming up off of this elbow frame. So that's the upper body part. The other part about this is lower body. So when he has a higher S mount, where he's actually attacking, right? And we're here, so he's controlling my shoulders more than anything, but what he can't control is my hips going back and forth. I have a lot of room to go back and forth. Actually, let's get a better angle for this. Alright, so when he's here, alright, and maybe he's even higher, right, is that I can really move my hips a lot back and forth. So we're going to switch up one time. Alright, so Cindy Hales, as far as I know, is the one that really made up this this type of guard. She calls it a Bora Bora guard. I'm going to have you slide your knee up a little bit more. There we go. Alright, so so it's kind of like a cross knee type of guard, or a cross hook type of guard. So my right knee is going to go to his right knee. So how I make space is basically I push my hips back and I get knee to knee. The main thing is that I need this foot at my hip. It cannot be low. It has to be at my hip, and all I have to do is drive and it tips him over. Okay? So I don't want to go through her whole series. Please come back up. I don't want to go through her whole series and how she does this. But the way that she plays this is different than I play it. And how she plays it is that she does it to get on top. So she'll come back, scoot the knee in, and she'll come out to active toes. And she'll start coming in for passing. The way that I play it is I scoot back. I scoot back, and when I get my knee inside, I throw this one up like a short ashi. So when I go to tip, I can now pass over to the other side. I have different types of ankle locks that I can go for, or I can start knee pummeling to this type of passing, which I'm more comfortable with. Goes inside. Alright, the main thing that's going to happen when you start doing this is they'll grab your head. Like full on grab it. With elbow deep. Okay. Right? They'll grab your head. And so when you start to go, right, as soon as I get higher than him, I have this razor arm bar. Let's get a different angle. So we're here. I back up. I get my knee in. He grabs. We're coming. I'm not going to get this razor arm bar until my head is higher than his. You can do different types of grips for all of that. That's all fine and good. But that's going to be one of the main attacks. So one last thing on this is the low S mount. So we're here. So instead of going straight for high S mount, what Scott's doing is he's wedging my back, and I feel like I'm just completely nullified here. Like I can't go back and forth now. And usually what this is for setting up his grip. So he'll set his upper body grips first. Whatever he wants, he could gift wrap, he could do whatever, you know, get to wherever it is that he wants to go. Now that he's got what he wants, now he can move up to high S mount. Right? And now this is bad. Alright, go ahead. Tap, tap. Alright, I'm going to square back up. So, how to deal with this is actually very simple. So he has a low S mount, and he's tight. Alright? So my hip is not pointed this way. My hip is pointed at this hip. Make a fist, put it in its hip where it's soft, and punch. Stay up for me, please. Here, you can even come down if you want. And now we're inside. You can do whatever type of game that you want from here. Right? Even if you want to, you can go for these types of sweeps still.